Hey folks, Chef Jesse here today. Well, today we're doing something special. We're actually doing something for the first time. You know, you run out of ideas, so you have to look around for good ideas. So today we are going to be making, and for the first time you're going to be here looking at this, and you're going to see for the first time. I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm going to try to duplicate this recipe. So it's a garlic butter steak and potato skillet. I'm using these baby potatoes. They're sort of not as big as I wanted them to be, but I'm gonna be using the yellow baby potatoes. It's gonna be steak. It's gonna be strip steak, and it's gonna be in a casserole with these potatoes with a bunch of ingredients all put together, and that's gonna be the dinner: the potatoes and the steak. And I'm gonna have a tomato salad on the side to make up, for it. So I want you to be with me because you gotta help me out here, because this is the first time I'm doing this. Chef Jesse is doing this for the first time, and hopefully it comes out okay. My recipes will usually, when I follow them, they come out okay. So remember, it's a garlic butter steak and potato skillet. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be boiling the potatoes for a few minutes so they get a little bit soft. And I'm gonna cook the potatoes first in a cast iron skillet with all these ingredients: olive oil and thyme and fresh oregano and all that other good stuff. And then I'm gonna add the steak in it, and then we're gonna cook everything up together. It's gonna be a casserole with steak and potatoes. And then I'm gonna chop up I'm gonna dice some tomatoes, put some cilantro in it, and that's gonna be the side dish for the thing. Okay, so bear with me and come back after this commercial break because we're gonna start dinner. First of all, actually, I just started it. I'm marinating the steak with some soy sauce and some hot sauce. I put a little bit of hot sauce in there. I put some cracked pepper in there and olive oil. So the steak is marinating in there, and I'm going to let that marinate for a little while, and then we are going to start cooking the steak. And the potatoes, I'm going to boil them so they get soft, and then I'm going to cook the potatoes in the skillet, and then we're going to put everything together. So don't go nowhere. So folks, what I'm doing now, I'm cutting up my tomato. I don't got too much space in this kitchen, so I'm dicing my tomatoes. I'm cutting them into little cubes, or dicing them, whatever you want to call it, right? And then very simple, I'm going to put some olive oil in here, and I'm going to put some cilantro, some garlic, and very simple, nothing fancy. Okay, let me just get this tomato. So this is my little salad, my tomato salad. I don't know where I got the recipe for this. I do this often. It's very good in the summertime. It's very refreshing. Very good salad, nothing fancy. And the good thing about this is you can get the tomatoes not too soft because you don't want this too mushy. And then after you make this put this in a bowl, then you just put it in the fridge and let it chill for a little while. Okay, so there we go. And what I'm going to be doing is let's get this here cleaned a little bit. Now we're going to chop up some cilantro. Okay. I got some cilantro here I bought the other day. I'm going to cut up everything up. Just watch your fingers when you're doing this. Okay. You don't want tomatoes with fingers, right? So. So chop this up as small as possible. Okay. And like I said, I have no room in this kitchen, so I work miracles. This is my cutting board. Someday I'll have a big kitchen, and I don't know when, but someday. Maybe when I hit the lotto tonight, buy a house with a kitchen, a custom-made kitchen for Chef Jesse. So here we go. Okay, so cut that up as small as possible, stem it on, put it into your tomatoes. You can get some more. Okay, and you can cut up the stems and all, everything has flavor in it. And just put that, oh man, look at that. Spilled my cilantro, okay. I gotta clean this mess up here. So, I'm gonna put some olive oil in there, some garlic, and some sea salt, and we're done. Okay, so come on back after I clean this up. So folks, I'm almost we're coming together with this butter. What was it called? I forgot what I told you what it's called, right? It's garlic butter steak casserole, potato casserole, okay? So I'm boiling my baby potatoes. I'm boiling them to make them softer a little bit. I'm going to cook them in the, have a cast iron skillet. So I'm going to cook my potatoes for about 5 minutes. I'm going to saute them with olive oil and butter. And then I'm going to take them, put them to the side, and then I'm going to start cooking in that same pan. I'm going to start cooking my steak as I want, as I want it. And then I'm going to put all the ingredients together, and that's going to be it. Very simple, right? So stay tuned because my potatoes are still boiling. And it's going to be a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to start cooking them in the skillet, and I want you to see it. Okay, folks, so I'm going to warm up my skillet now, and with olive oil. I got about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter, real butter. I only use real butter. I grew up with butter, and then my mother changed to margarine, and she had never came back. So I've read about margarine, and actually look it up. The butter is, they found that butter is more healthier than margarine. So I switched to butter. My mother stood with margarine, and you can't change her ways. I go to her house and I tell her this is no good for you. She tells me I'm not a doctor. I took up auto mechanics, and I know about food. I'm not a doctor, so hey. Okay, so with that said, let me. My potatoes are almost done. I don't want to overcook them. Let me see. Okay, I just want them. I like them firm. So let me take that off. Okay, so I'm gonna get something here. So we're going to start cooking the potatoes for 4 or 5 minutes till they're done, and then I'm going to take them out, reserve them as the steak, and then I'm going to start cooking the steak. So watch how I do this. Okay, let me get these potatoes drained. Okay, can you see how I'm doing this? Okay, you are, right? There you go. So I'm just going to make sure that this is hot. So, okay, hot enough. You can hear it sizzling. There you go. So the recipe actually calls for the potatoes a little bit more bigger than this, but I didn't have any in the bootleg supermarket that I go to. So this is gonna have to be it. So I'm gonna cook these potatoes. I'm sort of not frying them, but sauteing them in garlic and olive oil, which smells delicious. I'm gonna cook them for about 4 or 5 minutes so they get nice and some crispiness, and then we're gonna take them out, set them aside, and then we're going to start cooking the steak. And this should be quick, folks. This should be quick. Okay, so let me cook my potatoes. Ding, dang, ding. And then I'm going to put my, after I take the potatoes out, I'm going to put my steak in there with some more butter, some pepper flakes, some garlic, and that's about it. And then I'm going to put the steaks in there, cook them. I'm going to be using some thyme and some fresh rosemary. And I'm gonna lay everything there on top and start cooking it in the whole bottom. So anyway, stay tuned. Oh man, these potatoes are looking nice. Look at this, nice and golden. So I'm sort of frying them more or less in this olive oil butter concoction. You see here. So a couple more minutes, 2-3 more minutes. I don't want to burn them. 2-3 minutes. I'm gonna take them, put them to the side, and then I'm gonna start cooking steak. And then I'm going to return everything together so everything comes together. So this is going to be a potato, steak, butter, garlic, casserole. So we're going to eat this with a side order of tomatoes with cilantro that I make, and it should be good. So stay tuned. So folks, actually this is a very easy dish. The preparation time takes about 30 minutes. This is the first time cooking it, so I'm going slowly. But now I'm getting the hang of it. I see the concept. And I understand the concept, and we'll try it out next time. And if we'll see how it tastes now, and we'll improve it if it needs improvement. So the potatoes have been in there for about close to 5 minutes. I'm going to start taking them out, setting them to the side. I'm going to start cooking my steak. So stay tuned. So now, folks, in the same skillet. Let me see. Can you see it? In the same skillet, I'm going to start throwing in I'm going to put some rosemary in here. This is like a. Cook. We want those flavors to come out. We'll put some rosemary in here. Yeah. Oh man, it smells delicious. This rosemary. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna put some thyme, a couple of sprigs of thyme. Look at that. This is cooking great. I've never had a chance to smell like rosemary like that. Okay. I'm gonna let the natural oils come out. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna put some pepper flakes. Okay. I'm gonna put some crushed pepper. A couple of wigs of that. Okay. I'm gonna put some oregano. Oh, all the flavors. Now we're gonna put some garlic in it. Okay, we put some garlic in it. Cook all this together. Look at that. Oh man, it smells delicious. So the oils of these fresh herbs are releasing right now. I'm gonna start cooking my steak. I'm gonna put my steak in here, and then you can smell the fresh herbs. Look at that. Oh man. And then I'm gonna start putting my steak in there. Oh. Some butter in there. I'm gonna start cooking this up. Oh man, just lower the flame to medium. We're gonna cook the steak up the way we want it. But this has a lot of flavors. Oh man, this is the first time I use actually rosemary in one of my ingredients in my recipes, and it smells terrific. I'm gonna let this cook in the way I want the steak to cook. And then I'm going to start adding the potatoes in a few minutes and some more of that sauce. Oh, look at that. It's settling down now. Now the flavors are coming together. This is wonderful, folks. I'm going to add some more of the garlic. That's it. That's the garlic. And let this cook for a couple more minutes. You know, according to how you want the steak. And yeah, we are done. So this is gonna cook at medium right now, and then there you go. So this should have a lot of flavor. The steak with all this rosemary and all these ingredients. Oh man, I've never experienced this smell. Okay, folks, so this is done. Look at this. Oh man, the flavors. You should be here. So I got the steak is done to my desire, and now I'm gonna add the potatoes. And some of that marinade sauce that was in there. I'm gonna raise the heat a bit so that we can cook this up for a little while. Look at there you go. That's it. Very simple, folks. Very simple. Okay, look at that. Raise the heat a bit more. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of butter in there just to get some flavor in there. And that's it, folks. Look at this. Let's add some oregano in here on the top. Oh yeah. And this should be very flavorful, folks. Looks flavorful, smells flavorful. Let's see if it tastes flavorful. So this first time I'm doing this, looks good. I got the concept of it. I got the. Next time I won't be reading off the. So this has to be served immediately because you know the potatoes get. So as soon as I'm gonna cook this for about another minute, and I'm gonna start serving it. So I want you to come back in another minute because I'm gonna take this to the table. So folks, it smells amazing in here. This is done. I'm gonna serve it. So I want you guys to go with me to the table because like I always say, everything looks better at the table, and I'll tell you how it tastes. So folks, I'm at the table, and what we made today was a garlic butter potato steak casserole. If you've seen the video, you see I mixed everything up. I cooked some potatoes first, then I cooked the steak, and I added thyme and rosemary, which I've never cooked with actual rosemary. I've cooked with thyme, but oh my god, the flavors. And I made on the side some tomatoes with cilantro. So there's a lot of green, fresh spice herbs here today, and I love it. There's nothing better than cooking with fresh herbs and spices. You can never. I mean, the stuff that comes out of a jar is never as fresh stuff, you know. So this is all fresh. The cilantro, the thyme, the rosemary, the oregano, and everything. So anyway, enough said. Let's turn around and taste it and try this out. So look at this. Look how it looks at the plate. Okay, we got some of that tomato salad in there. Okay, here we go, the tomato salad. And like always, the table looks like this. And again, tomato salad. Ooh, yeah. And there goes the steak. And so it's all steak and potatoes. So if you like steak and potatoes, this is a steak and potato, more or less, casserole, right? So, yeah. So let's turn it down and we're going to tell you how it tastes. Because it looks good, smells good. The whole apartment has a different, usually it smells like food. Today it smells like fresh herbs and stuff. So, I never cooked with rosemary. Funny, because it looks like a Christmas tree. It really looks, the twigs look like Christmas tree twigs. And well, I'm going to try it out. And give me a second. And then we're going to sit down and go to a commercial break. Then we'll come back and show you. So, we are going to try the steak first. Okay, well, I'll try the tomatoes first. And you've seen me do this tomato salad, sort of. Try that. Salad reduction. It's got a distinctive sweet and tart taste to it. Let's try the steak. Okay. Good. I actually got the steak and potatoes already all mixed up together. Very simple dish. This takes about a half hour to make. It took me a little bit long because I was going step by step, but it's a quick recipe. Calls for a quick 30 minutes weekday recipe when you can't find what to cook. So hey folks, there you got it. You saw me for the first time cooking this. Takes fine to me. You can use different kind of steaks. You can use flank steak, all different kind of steaks, but this is a strip steak. It's a little bit tougher than other ones, but if you flank steak would probably be good on this because flank steak has it. But we get the concept. I got the idea, and next time we'll do it again. We use flank steak or some other steak. And I got flank steak, but I didn't have enough to cook with this. So anyway, folks, this is great. I wish you were here because it smells wonderful. So once again, thank you for being with us every evening here at the house. Today is Tuesday, and tomorrow we'll think of something. Thursday, I will be going out. Unfortunately, I'll be going to a wake for a police officer who was killed last week by a family member. You've all seen that in the news, so I have to attend that. So anyway, but that, what can I say? So anyway, folks, I feel much better. If I had an accident last Friday, I feel much better. Taking pain medication first day of work, and I missed work for 2 days, and that's it. And the prayers for one of my family members, and I don't want to get into details, but I've been asking you guys to pray, keep him in his prayers. I will let you know eventually, but keep the family in prayers, keep my family in prayers. All right, folks, thank you once again. Chef Jesse loves you guys. We love you guys, and have a great